Hi, friends. I am Alison Hillman. I am the Alison and BTP by Alison Been There Photography, and this is a presentation of Lady Boss Branding's 3-2-1 Blast, where I'm bringing you the best St. Louis has to offer in the way of small business. Today we have a special treat. We have Zoe Cangas here. She wears so many hats. She's an excellent realtor. She's a health and fitness and wellness guru. She is the better half of Dr. Congas of Ideal and Whole Child Pediatrics. Super mom, super woman, super friend, super, super, super. So, hello, friend. How are
I don't
you?
know if I can I don't know if I can live up to those kind things that you just said about me. Thank you. I appreciate all of that.
They're all true. So this is a crazy, bizarre time. You guys, so we see all over social media and LinkedIn and everything else about the pivot for each business. I know I've had to do it. You've had to do it in realty.
Oh yeah.
Now you guys are doing virtual things for your patients.
Yes.
And then gyms are closed, and parks are maybe not far behind this. So why don't you talk a little bit about that in all aspects for you?
Yeah, so starting with the pivot in, I guess, the pediatric office. So my husband owns 2 pediatric offices, and I'm sometimes hands off, sometimes hands on, depends on where we are at, the time of year, and how busy we are. Right now, we're not very busy because we've canceled all of our appointments. We really don't want our kids coming into the office with the potential risk of spreading. We're only seeing well kids, and only if they are actually truly well. We kick them out if they show up and they're not, and really only the kids that are needing vaccinations at this time. Everybody else, we're just like, we'll see you in a month or 2 or 3, I don't know. But in the meantime, we are doing virtual visits for all the sick visits, so kids aren't ending up in the urgent care and ER who, one, are already over inundated, and then 2, they just don't need to be focusing on like the minor issues going on with kids. They need to focus on triaging those more like higher risk cases. So just trying to keep those cleared. So trying to take that on from televisits. So that's one giant pivot in our lives, which I mean, like, it's just changed everything. And then with real estate, obviously there's a giant pivot. You know, they say that the important businesses, or what's it called, the ones that are like mandatory
essential I
businesses.
hate that. I now hate that word, but anyway.
It is annoying. So like, honestly, when you're reading through, it doesn't specifically mention real estates as in realtors, but they do cover all of the real estate sub businesses. So title companies are still open, and lenders are still lending. So I mean, like, in an aspect, it's kind of like stated without being stated that real estate is still go, but there are certain circumstances that you can't do things anymore. Like, we cannot do open houses because that breaks the 10 people rule. So all open houses should have been canceled at this point. If they haven't, that realtor is shady, man. And then just even, no offense. And then even just bringing people into the houses, you know, you kind of want to hesitate and be very respectful and very responsible for how you're going forward. I know this last Saturday, I had 2 clients that I showed houses for, and neither of them were with me in person. It was virtual. I took them through on FaceTime. When I was in there, I was wearing a mask and gloves. I wiped down every surface, like light switch, after I left, even though I had gloves on, because I touched the elevator button and then touched the light switch. I made sure I had Clorox wipes to wipe all of that down. And they're not even homes that are being lived in right now, but I just know that other people might be coming in and out. So I want to be respectful of, you know, just any contagion that could possibly be contaminated. So, yeah, and both of them put in contracts without even seeing the home in person.
That's the world we live in now.
That's the word. I mean, they have to find somewhere to live. They have to go under contract on something. We did everything that we could to ensure that they saw the neighborhood, that they saw every corner, nook and cranny of the home. I described the smell and the sounds. I really tried to bring them into that property the best that I could to give them the best overall, like, you know, kind of idea of what was going on there. And it worked for them, and they're under contract without even being there before. So
I think our housing market is going to be completely crazy after this, because you have so many people that have been home, and I have friends that are like, we never realized we hate our house.
I know. I keep asking people, and I'm like, if you are not enjoying quarantine right now because you're not liking your house, like, call me.
We can solve that.
Yeah.
Right.
And then on the listing side, so I was talking about like buyers, because that's a huge specialty of mine.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I have a listing coming up, and they were prepared to have an interior decorator come in to kind of help them lay out their house to get ready for photos. And that got canceled. So what I ended up doing is I called the interior decorator. I'm like, hey, can we try a 3-way Zoom? And like the owner will take you through the home. I'll just take notes and maybe give a couple of suggestions for areas that I thought was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do your thing. And we did it. And we had like 3 full pages of bullet point room by room, where each piece of furniture should go, what decorations should stay and what should go. It was awesome. It was a 40-minute Zoom call, and we were able to knock all of it out. Now she, while she's in quarantine, has a very good honey-do list that she can get completed before photos are taken here in a couple weeks.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
there's
awesome.
still plenty of things that you can do to make sure that it's a great listing. And then presentation online is just the other key aspect. So when you're listing your house, because people aren't going to be able to go in physically, potentially, you need to make sure that not only are your photos the absolute best photos that you could ever, like, you're not getting through with cell phone pictures during this crisis. You need high quality photos. And then you also really need to do one of those 3D virtual tours, whether it's a video like on YouTube, or if it's one of those click through tours where you can like click the arrow to go into the next room, so people can feel the layout of the home and feel themselves in that home. Those are just 2 things that are almost non-negotiable. And I will cover myself as a realtor because it's just so important right now to get that done. It was important before. It's more important now.
So I do real estate photos too. And I was talking to a realtor friend of mine, and I was like, the way that she put the photo, I didn't take them, but she listed them on the listing. I was like, no, you need to show them what they're going to see when they walk in through the front door. And the photos need to be in order of the way to walk through the house.
Yeah, some agents do that differently. Some try to order the photos like in the best photos first. So if it has an absolutely outstanding master bedroom and bathroom, like they'll put that at the front. I agree with you. I like going in order of how a home is going to be presented when you're doing a walkthrough. So you start at the front door into whatever, the hall, the den, the living room, to the kitchen, like whatever that order is. I agree that it needs to be in that order so people can kind of try to get the gist of the flow of the home without being in the home.
Absolutely. So we've gotten to know a couple of your hats. So we're going to take those off, and we're going to talk about Zoe, the person, who is my friend. Don't overthink these questions. They're meant to be fun.
All right.
Folks at home, like I say, you have to make business personal, especially in the time we're in. You've got to find someone that matches your personality, matches your values as a family. And so that's what these questions are for.
I feel nervous.
Don't be nervous. So what motivates you to work hard?
My sanity. You know, some people would say their kids or money or something like that. No, I have anxiety. And for me, working takes the edge off. Like, I like having tasks and to-do lists, and my mind needs to stay busy with something that's organized and structured, so that my mind doesn't go crazy with all the weird anxiety noise that it has going on. So I don't know if that's a good answer or not. Like,
it's a great answer.
Whatever. But yeah, no, my anxiety, and that's the same reason that I work out and do everything else. It's just another task that I have to do for my brain to be able to kind of like mellow out just a little bit. So I love work for my mental health.
Perfect. Favorite drink?
Well, that's like hard, because is it like alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Both.
Okay, so top 3 drinks are coffee, water, and Truly.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, who is your hero?
My husband. Joe is just like a pillar of like not only like Christ-loving and hardworking, and he's a great father, and he's a little smart aleck, you know, he's got a little bit of that going on, but he just adores me, and I adore him, and I just respect the heck out of him. So, and my dad.
I love the way you got.
And my daddy. I love my daddy.
I love the way you and Dr. Joe love each other. It's anyway. All right. St. Louis round. Favorite St. Louis zoo animal?
Oh, I don't even know the name of it. I have like throwing like, it's the one that looks like the Beast off of Beauty and the Beast. It's the starts with the T, and it's 2 syllables, Take. I want to say that's what it's called, but it's what the character from Beauty and the Beast was based off of, and it's across from the zebras, back behind like the lions. And if you look at it next time you're at the zoo, you're over by the zebras, and you look to the left, like across from the camels and the zebras, you're gonna be like, that is the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Holy cow! I think we all learned something today.
I didn't know that the Beast was based off of a real life animal, and it is.
That's really cool.
I know.
What? All right. What's your favorite St. Louis zoo? St. Louis attraction. Could be the zoo.
You know, before this crisis, probably the City Museum, but now it's just like this big petri dish of germs that I'm just like, maybe not for a while. So probably the new Arch Grounds. I just love what they've done to it. I love that it's more integrated with the downtown, that they've brought it over the high. I'm just so in love with what they're doing to bring this city together. I'm really happy with what they did with the Arch Grounds.
Same. I used to complain daily about the construction, and it was completely worth it.
We lived down there. So we lived at 400 South Broadway, right across from Busch Stadium.
Oh,
so yeah. Across Poplar. And that entire like thing was like taken out and put, it was so noisy.
I bet it was a nightmare.
It was.
What is your favorite St. Louis restaurant?
Bailey's Range. Those burgers and
their maple bourbon milkshake.
Their fried pickles are so good. Their fried pickles are amazing. I just love it.
Where someone comes to St. Louis, they say, "Show me St. Louis." Where are you taking them?
Taking them to a sporting event. Either whatever game is
Blues
on.
or Cardinals or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. So definitely a sporting event. And especially if it's a baseball game, I like taking them to the seats on top of Ballpark Village. So when you buy stadium seats on top of Ballpark Village, there's like this big area with couches that's covered with fans. You have your own private bar. You can order food from downstairs, and you can still go in and out of the stadium if you want to. Things you don't know. And the tickets are cheap. It's awesome.
The tickets are cheap. It's the AT&T rooftop.
Yes. It may be the AT&T rooftop. It may be called something different. So there's two different sections.
Okay.
But it's, I don't want to give away that secret, but those seats are the best.
No, we do the Budweiser, the Brew Pass that's to every game standing room only. And that's $30 a month. But every once in a while if we catch a good deal on tickets, we snack something else. Fabulous. We'll see how long that lasts with the baby now. All right. No. The last question that I've been asking everyone. Okay. Why Zoe? Why you?
Why me? I mean, there's 110 billion realtors out there, and why me for your realtor? I don't know, because I really love helping people get into their homes. I really love finding, I love getting the list of stuff. Like, that's my favorite thing is a client intake when I'm getting all the lists of loves and hates, and I don't want a peninsula, I want an island and all this other stuff. And I just like finding that magical home that is going to be a home, that if you're quarantined, it's just going to be the absolute most comfortable place, and you couldn't imagine yourself anywhere on earth. So that's just my favorite thing.
Perfect.
I like helping people. So.
And you're good at it. You are an encourager, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, folks, this has been another episode of Lady Boss Branding's 3-2-1 Blast. Remember, when a small business does a sale, they do a little happy dance. So make sure you're shopping local and put a little groove back into our world. Thank you for being with us, though. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.